Hi there, a very good morning, good afternoon to all of you, depending on wherever you're hearing me, watching me. This is Simply Stocks, and I'm here with another session with you all in this YouTube session. And I'm going to discuss today about a very interesting auto ancillary company. So let's get started. First of all, a disclaimer that this is not a stock recommendation. People taking any position to any share that I talk about should that with their own due diligence and research, and I'm not in favor against any company that I talk about. I'm not a member of the NSC and BSC, and that I'm not a portfolio advisor. Whatever discussions with respect to markets or investments I do have is purely on the basis of my experience into the market, and whatever decisions with respects to investments you take, kindly take that on note that it is laden with market risk, and do consult your financial advisor before doing that. Before I talk about this company, a small request: kindly support me on Patreon. Once you do that, my Guru channel, help you ask me questions, seek out answers, get it. Once you get the membership, you will have access to my portfolio, and a watch list that I keep updating from time to time, discussion on domestic and global economies, a long-term pick from my end on a weekly basis, and answer to whatever queries that you're having. The links would be in the description. Now, the company in question in here is Minda Corp. It is a very interesting small cap company, a 12,000 crore market cap company trading at a PE of 44. Slightly stretched on the valuations front, but you need to understand the business that it is in. It is commanding a slightly higher valuation. So the stock is around 500, 510. The stock has fallen from the highs of around 650 and is already you would say down around 20-25% even after an up move over the last few days. The stock has been in a downtrend of sort. It went to 470 odd and is coming back into focus now. Auto and auto ancillary is not doing that well, but if you look at it from a sectoral point of view, and this is probably the time to pick and choose in this space, and probably look from a 3 to 5 year perspective, because remember that autos are always cyclical in nature, and automobile industry is cyclical, and right now we are going through a downward cycle for the industry, and hopefully when the cycle turns, hopefully in the next 12 to 18 months, that these companies should start performing. So Minda Corp is also into auto components business, and produce a number of you can say auto components. In terms of their business per se, their market position, the company commands a market share of 40% in two-wheeler lock sets and wiring harness for two-wheelers, three-wheelers, tractors, and CVs. In terms of their businesses, information and connected systems is around 52% of their business. Mechanics or mechatronics and others is around 48% of their total business. And there are a number of different components that Minda Corp specializes in and produces in, that they produce. And in terms of their revenue breakup, if you look at it in geography, India is around 87% of the business. So majority of the business comes from India, and that is a very good sign, considering the kind of trade war and things that are taking place in the US and China, etc. If the business of a company is coming from India, more or less, then that's a soothing thing for any investor. Europe and America corresponds to 8% of the business, and Southeast Asia is around 5%. So even from that 13%, US is not that big in terms of export for Minda Corp. In terms of end market, two three wheelers is around 47%, CV is around 28%, and PV is around 14% of the business. Aftermarket sales is around 11% at the moment. So in terms of products, if you look at it, wiring harnesses, 30% of the business is more or less into that. Lock sets is around 24%, and die casting is around 16%. So they are into different parts of a vehicle that we are talking about, and basically lock sets is their major portion along with wiring harnesses that the company produces. Order book has exceeded around 10,000 crore in FY24, and constitutes more than 30% of the orders won. EV is around 30% of their orders won. So they are also pretty decently, you can say, penetrated into the EV market as well. In terms of the manufacturing capabilities, the company has 27 manufacturing facilities, 3 design offices, and 7 regional offices strategically located across India. That's pretty good. And they have gone ahead with around 300 to 450 crore of capex that would be completed hopefully by end of FY26, that is end of next year, that's in the next 12 to 13 months, which means that their capacity would expand big time, and hopefully they are expecting mega sales or bigger sales coming through from FY26-27 onwards. So in the next 4 or 5 years the company is set to do extremely well. That's what I feel. They have done multiple partnerships as well, and in FY25 the company plans to diversify its portfolio and further enhance market competitiveness, and aims to evolve its products from mechanical to mechatronics, and entering new segments such as ATVs, off-road vehicles, and e-bikes, e-rickshaw, etc. So they are going into the EV space even more. The 30% market share could easily gain traction over the next 3 4 years, and that's where I think Minda Corp, being a 12,000 crore market cap company, could scale up big time over the next 5 years. That's what I feel. And the stock is not at their highs. Not that the stock is ultra expensive at the moment. If you look at the numbers, they did 1250 crores of sales in December versus 1166 crores. So that was jump of only around 8 7 8%. In terms of profitability, also a 10% increase. So not a lot to write home about in terms of profits, and if you look at it on the bottom line, they did around 18% growth or so. But if you look at the last 5 6 year trend, in 2019 they did around 3000 crores of sales, and now they are doing around 5000 crores. So gradually it has increased. Over the last couple of years the rate has decreased, the rate of growth has decreased, and that's why the stock has not been doing that well over the last 2 2.5 years. The stock is in a, you can say, in a range of sorts. So probably the valuations has got a little stretched, and that's why the stock is right now languishing around the 200 DMA. But hopefully going forward, as the cycle turns around, this is one of the stocks to really look forward to. In terms of shareholding pattern, 65%, nearly 65% is with the promoters. Interestingly, FII shareholding has increased over time from around 3.7% in December 23 to around 8.3%. DII holding has also remained steady around 18.5%. Public shareholding from around 15 16%, in fact it was around 16.5% in March 23, has reduced to 8.5, which is a very good sign for somebody who wants to buy big time into a company. That okay, not a lot of public shareholding is there, and FIs have DIs have bugged up the stock. But at the same time, you need to understand, in December 23 and around March 23, the markets were at probably 3 4 years lows, and we are going through a very difficult time in the small cap index. And if you look at it, in March 23, the stock was plummeting, and in fact was around 200 rupees or so, and currently the stock is around 500 rupees. So there could have been some amount of selling from FIIs in the March quarter. We don't know. Probably will come to know over the next 2 3 weeks or so, once the data for the quarter comes around April and May. But still one needs to look at it as to how things have panned out in April. But in the March quarter, yes, FIA holding has increased, whereas FIFs have sold across the board in February, January, and all, in many of the other segments. So this is a very decent sign that hopefully going forward the stock is ready to do well. Understand that over the next 1 year there could be pressure with expansion, etc. So the stock may remain range bound, but over the next 4 or 5 years, I believe that the company could end up doing reasonably well if the industry turns around. So that's Minda Corp for you. So this was a video on Minda Corp. Please like and subscribe my channel, hit the bell icon so you can get my video straight away when I post it. And kindly support me on Patreon. Thanks a lot for watching.